capital city of business and finance. This is headquarters for one of the biggest marketing success stories in American corporate history.
Good morning, Herbalife Distributor Relations. Phil Perrin may help you.
Herbalife International, a dream come true company that connects a network of distributors worldwide to account for sales of $488 million during 1984. Telephone communications, even computers, have been pushed to experimental limits to keep pace with Herbalife, a company of tomorrow that had its beginnings just a few yesterdays ago. The building was a converted wig factory. It became Herbalife headquarters in February 1980. And to 23-year-old Mark Hughes, the only impressive thing about this place was the address, Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills is a prestigious area. It's one of the nicest areas in the whole wide world as far as I'm concerned. About 99% of it. The other 1% is where my little office was.
For the first 7 months, there were 4 employees, and one of them was Olga Aponi.
Little did I know when I first got started that I would be doing, I would be a secretary, an order clerk, a complaint department. It was a lot of fun because it was a very small office. And then Mark had leased the building next to us for business opportunity meetings, and Mark would give the meetings himself at 7:45 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday night to get people interested in the business, get people interested in Herbalife. But one thing that I really admired about Mark is his persistence and consistency and dedication to what his goal was.
The goals of Herbalife have always revolved around the personal drive of Mark Hughes. The Herbalife story is his story.
Let's make Herbalife #1! Woo!
My father left before I was born, so I really didn't have much of a father. I was basically brought up by my grandparents.
Although raised by grandparents, Mark did see his real mother destroyed by her struggle with weight problems and her use of dangerous diet prescription drugs.
I can remember seeing her in the hospital and having a lot of things happen to her from drugs and what drugs can do to you. When I was 18 years old, she finally died from a drug overdose. At that time, I got very, very serious about nutrition, what nutrition would do for you.
Searching for a safe and effective nutritional program, Mark Hughes developed a unique herbal-based product line.
My first customer was my granny. I stuck the can over in her face and I said, listen, Granny, you're fat. You need this stuff.
Motivated by his mother's memory and with the confidence in a quality product line, Mark developed a simple 3-phase method for getting people to try Herbalife.
Number 1, you use our products. Number 2, you wear the button. And number 3, you talk to people.
Use the product, wear the button, talk to people. Now Mark's dream has made dreams come true for others all over the world.
I've lost over 90 pounds from a 48-inch waist to a 34-inch waist. I love it.
It doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter how fat you are, how broke you are, or what your situation is. The important thing is where you can be.
I weighed 434 pounds, and I got on these products. It was the 36th program I'd tried in my life, and I really didn't expect it to work. But one thing I did was dedicate myself to these products, and I stayed on them. And to date, I've lost 213 pounds.
This is a success story. From a location in a former wig factory to a world headquarters in 5 years. From the frustration of not being able to do anything to the thrill of helping anyone who will listen.
Things that will happen to this company are going to be unbelievable. And with these products and you people, we are going to be able to make this a better world for people to live in and take care of themselves.
But Herbalife is not an overnight, easy rise to fame success story. However, in spite of its very unglamorous beginnings, the products were accepted, as sales totaled $23,000 by the end of the first month. Herbalife continued growing, and at the end of the first year, sales had reached an impressive $2 million. In 1981, the small storefront moved to a new warehouse and office in Culver City, and the Orange County warehouse was opened to meet the ever-increasing demand for Herbalife products. Sales for its second year jumped to $10 million. In 1982, the Calgary Distribution Center opened to answer the demand for Mark's products in Canada. The company was now Herbalife International.
I live in Toronto, and altogether I've lost 115 pounds.
Hello, I'm Fred Weston from Toronto, and I've lost over 42 pounds. If you're not on these products, get on them. They are absolutely fantastic.
And at home, sales activity skyrocketed, prompting the opening of a distribution center in Dallas, Texas. The headquarters took over more office space as well. There's no doubt Herbalife's message of good, sound, basic nutrition was being heard and acted upon. Sales for the third year reached a staggering $55 million. In 1983, Herbalife moved down under with the opening of a distribution center in Australia. It was the first venture overseas for Herbalife, and now the world was beginning to learn about Mark's new unique products and get results.
They're a dangerous breed, made so much me wallabies feed.
Sales for Herbalife's fourth year more than doubled from the year before. The total, $140 million. In 1984, something happened that would open yet a bigger door for Herbalife. The company broadcast an opportunity meeting live by satellite. 33 cities in the U.S. and Canada watched as 9 Herbalife supervisors received bonus awards totaling $500,000. By all accounts, 1984 was a record breaker, as Herbalife closed its fiscal year with total sales, national and international, of $512 million.
But we also have an incredible opportunity in Herbalife. And the great thing about the opportunity, it doesn't care who you are. It doesn't make any difference what your background is. It doesn't make any difference what color of skin you got. It doesn't make any difference what religion you are. It doesn't make any difference what kind of place you are as far as how much money you're making. Herbalife will accept anybody who wants to talk good about Herbalife and go out into the marketplace. And all you have to do to really do the business is to use the products. That's the number one thing. Trust me, if you're here for the first night, you start using these products, and even if you don't have any weight to lose, you'll feel so good in the next 2 weeks, you won't even believe it. You want to be telling everybody about the stuff. And for those of you that have got to lose some weight, everybody that you know is going to want to start asking you about the products and want to get on it. How many of you know 10 or more people that want to lose weight? See, it's unbelievable, okay? And that's how the opportunity works. When you start out, you get a little distributor kit, okay, and it has your little paperwork in there. And the great thing about getting registered with the company is, unlike most businesses, if you were going to go out and start your own business, okay, where you had to put up $100,000 of capital and, you know, put big signs on a building or whatever it was going to have to do to advertise and all that kind of stuff, Herbalife does everything for you. We do the inventory, we keep involved in your accounting, we take care of your organization. I mean, all the things that are normally done with a business, you don't have to do. You get your distributor kit for here in America for $65, $70, and you got a business in a box that can make you a fortune. What an incredible idea. A business in a box that can make you a fortune. Okay? Unbelievable. There's nothing else like it, okay? And you get started, and you can right away make 25% on the product, and that may not sound like a whole lot, but most of our people, when they get onto the product, you know, they start with $100 worth of product, so every time you get someone onto the product, you're putting $25 in your pocket. And then all you got to do to be a supervisor is to do $4,000 worth of business. You can do all that yourself by getting 40 people onto the product. Or if you want to, you can get 10 people on the product, invite 3 other people onto the product. They get 10 people, okay? And that's automatically $4,000 worth of business. And how does it work? It works so quick and so simple, it's mind-boggling. So you can do it just as fast as you want to. The more people you talk to, more people you get on the products, faster it is, the more money that you make. Now, the great thing is, when you're at 50%, okay, you can get someone else in the business. Let's say this is you, okay? And when you invite someone else in the business, when they become a supervisor, okay? And the great thing is this supervisor can be in any one of the 33 countries that we do business, all over the world, okay? And you get paid on them. You get 5% on what that person does forever. Forever. And then when this guy here, when they invite someone into the business, we call this your second line person. This is you right here. This is them. You get 5% on them forever, even though you didn't get them in the business. And then when this person gets someone in the business, you know, this guy could be from like California. And this person could be from like Mexico. And this person could be from like Spain, okay? And you get royalties on these guys forever, okay? And this is what we call your royalty override check, okay? And once that deal gets to $1,000, okay, you get a 2% bonus on everybody in their downline. Okay? No matter where it goes. Now that is incredible because the average person that's getting these $1,000 checks from Herbalife, they got a 2% bonus that's running a low of $500 up to $20,000 because it goes down on everybody. So watch how this works. All you, we call the people that are on these $1,000 checks, they're on our prestigious global expansion team. When this check right here gets to $4,000, okay, the company steps in and gives you a 4% check on everybody that goes down the line, okay? And what's awesome about this check here is that all of our millionaire team members on their bonus check, they're getting $4,000 over here, but the average person in Herbalife around the world at Millionaire Team is getting these bonus checks from $2,000 extra to $65,000 last month in bonus money, okay? That's how awesome it is. See how this works? It's just awesome, okay? Now, watch this. When this royalty override check gets to $10,000 a month, then the company steps in and gives you 6% on everybody all the way down, no matter where it is, and all over the world in the 33 countries we're doing business.
Good evening. My name is Amartat Cohen, and I used to be a filmmaker making documentary films. It's a great profession, but you make no money at it. And I made a change when I had my fourth child. I mean, when my wife had the child. And I'm very, very proud of what the company has done for me and Mark and the products. Last month, I took my daughter, who's looking at colleges. We looked at Boston College. We looked at Yale. We looked at Williams College. And I looked at the amount of money that it costs to send a child to college. Mark, you should listen to this, but no problem. Everyone else should listen to it. It's $30,000 a year now to send a child to college in a good college in the United States. And I went back and I looked at the fund that I had put into the bank for my daughter with my Herbalife income, and there was $130,000 in her college fund already. So I said to her, don't even worry about scholarships. The company Herbalife has paid for your college. Last month I made over $56,000. Thank you, Mark.
Hi, my name is Blake Morgan. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. And I got started with Herbalife when I was 17 years old. The lifestyle this company has given me is incredible. Like Ben was saying about basically the cars you can drive with this thing, I went out and bought a new Lamborghini Diablo. And by the time I was, when I was 19, I got my income. My first 3 months, I made $19,000. By the time I was 21, I got my income to $100,000 a month. Just before I came here, I needed a beater because I can't drive a Diablo all the time, so I went out and bought a new 993 Porsche, and getting that delivered next month. I got kicked out of school, grade 9, so if I can do this, anybody can. Now I make over $1 million a year, and it's a simple business.
For those of you I haven't met, my name is Jerry Satanovich, and I'm very, very excited to be here this evening. Prior to getting involved with Herbalife, my background, I'm a grocery checker and a school teacher. Even working 2 jobs, I couldn't even afford a home or a decent lifestyle. And when I met Herbalife for the very first time, which was 17 years ago, I met Mark Hughes, and he told me things that nobody ever told me before. And those of you who are here for the first time, I want you to listen real carefully. And he said, for things to change, I had to change. And for things to get better in my life, I had to get better in my life. And I had to learn skills that were going to become valuable to the marketplace. And what you learn in this business is pretty remarkable. If you wonder how we make so much money, it's real simple. When you help people, actually help save lives and help people increase their health, and they tell a lot of other people, at the same time with the economic climate that's going on worldwide, and give people career opportunities, there's an incredible amount of value to the marketplace. And Mark Hughes told me that if I wanted to earn a lot of money, I had to learn skills that were going to become valuable to the marketplace. And he told me how to become a rich person, I don't care what kind of background you have, all you have to do is learn the skills. And when you're educated in an area of your life, you can do well. So he told me if I come to a training like you're going to learn tomorrow, you're going to learn sponsoring, how to duplicate yourself through other people, how to get many, many people involved in the company, and that's how you get rich. It's a very simple concept. And what the beautiful thing about this business is you get trained all over the world. I have business all over the world, and I don't have to be there. I could be asleep here in America, and my business in Australia is making me money. Very, very smart way to work. And what I love about this business, I was always attracted to residual income. And a lot of the people you have met here tonight, maybe they only want to earn $20,000 a month. And that's a very nice lifestyle. And other people want a lifestyle of $1 million a year. And it doesn't matter, because the beautiful thing that Mark had shared with you earlier is you earn this money forever. I could retire right now and not do one more day of work and earn millions of dollars every single year. And I don't know where you can go today where a company will take you from wherever you are and share with you exactly how to do that. And at tomorrow's training, if you really listen to what I say and you really, really do it, you're going to be well on your way. You yourself, you've learned today that you can come back tomorrow and get trained by the leaders in the company, by Mark Hughes. You can learn how to make, probably $100,000 your first year in this business. If you really want to make it profitable, bring as many people as you can, because this doesn't happen, but, once in a lifetime. I don't believe it does. And I promise you what I'm saying is absolutely true. Duplicate yourself through other people and you'll get rich. Thank you.
If you're down here for the first time tonight, we hope you've had a great time. Thank you very much. May God bless everybody. All right, Herbalife. The biggest reason why I like retail is this. Everybody in the room is going to have an incredible story. Okay, an incredible story. But sometimes you get a person that has even a more amazing story than you do yourself. But what happened to my grandmother was simply amazing. And the things that happened to her health were absolutely amazing, okay? And when those things started to clear up for her, I said, oh my goodness, this Herbalife product is amazing, okay? And when you have someone that's the first customer that you have, that you get that loses 25 kilos and all kinds of different problems go away, and they are healthier than they've ever been in their entire life, and they come to you and say, thank you so much for giving me this Herbalife product. That's the day that you're going to know that this business is a lot more than just making money. It's truly a thing where you are helping people out. And that's the day when you are going to say, I'm proud to wear my button. I'm proud to go out and talk about the products. I'm proud about being an Herbalife distributor. Now, let me give you a concept, okay, about going out here and selling the products, all right? And there's habits that you need to do to get yourself going, okay? And the first problem when you get started is just getting started, okay? And that's the most difficult part. You know, when you go out that very first day and you've got your button on and you're trying it for that very first day, okay? Does everybody remember that? Okay, that first day, okay? And you were kind of excited, but you were scared to death. It was almost a little excitement mixed with enthusiasm and nausea. You know what I'm saying? You felt good about what you were doing, but you wanted to throw up at the same time, okay? You weren't quite certain, you know what I'm saying? And you've got that button on, and you're out there, and you know, someone first gives you that first, how do you lose weight? And you're like, you know? Sweat starts going on the t-shirt, right? And it just seems like comes out of your mouth, right? Okay? See, you have to make that first step, okay? And the second time you do it, it's a little easier, okay? And the next time you do it, it's a little easier, okay? But I'm telling you, it takes you 40, 50, 60 times of going out here and getting people to make fun of your button and getting some yeses and getting some confidence and stuff like that, okay, to get over it, okay, to get over it. And you all got to get over it, okay, and your people all got to get over it, okay. I'm telling you, it's going to take you about 50 sales of going out there and getting no's and people that laugh and people that say, but then you get, and they give you the money and you get a little confidence and you get another customer and you get some more confidence, and that happens about 50 times, and pretty soon now you're very strong about what you're doing and you're confident about going out, okay? That's a very important process that you go through, okay? But after you go through it, then you're confident and you go out and do it a lot and you're not so nervous. So here's the thing, because you're all going to go through this, right? Okay? So you got a choice. If it's going to take you about these 50 customers of getting over pitching lots of people about the products, you can do this 50 people that you need to get and have it take a year and go through a pain of doing it in a year, or you can do it in the next 30 days. See, and then you'd have your confidence level up so that you can make money faster, okay? And the point I'm trying to make is sometimes people come to these meetings and we give you all the information and we give you all what to do, and then you go home and you think about do, and you think about do, and you think about this and you think about that, but you don't do. Learning this information is great, but it's useless unless you start putting it into action. Okay, and the more action you get, the more confident you get. The more people you get, the more excited you are. The more people that say yes, the more money you make. The more money you make, the more excited you get. You see? And you've got to go through that process to make a little bit of strength for yourself so that you can get excited finally about yourself, and you go. Okay? And it just makes sense to get it out of the way quick. Because everything that you do is quick is better and easier, and I'll explain that here in a few minutes. So if you want to get it out of the way quick, here's the way to do it. Talk to 10 people a day about the product. Not a big chore. 10 people a day that you sit down or on the street or however you do it at a party plan or whatever way you want to do it, but you talk to 10 whole people a day about the product. You give them the whole thing, which doesn't take very long. You guys saw me do the product presentation yesterday. Shakes twice a day, tablets 3 times a day, lose weight like crazy, story, 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 give me the money. It's not exactly a huge, difficult deal, okay? Now, let's say that we're going to have you take time off, okay, because we don't want you working too hard, okay? And you're going to take the weekends off, and you do this for 22 days a month. That's 220 people that you talk to during the month. Now, let me just ask you this. How many of you, if you make 5 presentations about the product, okay? You sit down with someone, or it's a group, however you do it, you make 5 presentations, how many of you get at least 1 customer out of 5 people? Okay, a little off for the translation. Okay, look around. Everybody. Okay, everybody. All right? So this is good. So if you talk to 10 people a day, and you do this for 22 days, that means you're going to have 50 customers on the product. Because all it's taking you is 1 out of 5 that you've got on the product. And many of you, how many of you get, if you sit them down and tell them the whole story about the product, how many of you get half the people to buy? Okay, a lot more. Okay, but I'm just giving you the bad result here. But we're talking 50 customers. Average sale is $100, even more in some of your areas. That means you're going to be making $2,500 a month or $30,000 a year by selling the product. That's exciting because that's something that anybody can do by just getting their distributor kit. I want you to think about this. How many businesses can you start, okay? I mean, if you were to just go out and start a little beauty salon, okay? Some little dinky beauty salon, how much would it cost? 20,000, 25 grand, could be 100 grand depending on the area and stuff like that, okay? Just a beauty salon we're talking about. Now they got to do all kinds of things. They got to have their sign up on the building. They've got to have some accountants to figure out what's going on. They probably hired a lawyer to get their contracts for their setup on their retail store. They got to keep inventory. They got to manage their employees. They got to write checks. They got to do all this stuff. And in most cases, write this down, 98% of most businesses go out of business within the first 1 or 2 years. So now we've got this woman that opened up this great little beauty salon, has invested all this money, okay, and the chances of going broke is very high, and she's got to do all these things, and all we're saying is you get a distributor kit, okay, for $100 lousy, which has got $100 of the stuff that you can use, and we're only going to tell you to talk to 10 people a day, and you make $30,000 a year. What a business! That's unbelievable. See, I'm telling you this because I want you to realize how lucky we are, okay? This is unbelievable. This doesn't happen in normal businesses. That's what's so amazing about the Herbalife business. If anybody tells you no, okay, when you're out here, especially when you're new, a lot of times you take that personally, like you bad person kind of thing. Just because they say no doesn't mean no, okay? They want to do it, okay? They want to do it. They just don't have the ambition and the desire to try it one more time, okay? And that's what the deal is and stuff like that, you know? So they want to do it, okay? And that's why sometimes your inspiration of someone like yourself doing it, like Jim said in the beginning here, as opposed to putting this onto a store shelf, is very, very important, okay? Because on the store shelf, no one is going to be able to be there to back the person up, especially not to not only instruct them on how to get onto the product, but more importantly, when they fall off track, and this happens to a number of people when they're trying to diet or so on. When they ask you about the product, your initial reaction is very important. So they say, hey, how do you lose weight? And you say, God, you're not even going to believe it. It's this incredible product called Herbalife. It's so amazing. I got on the product and lost 16 pounds, and all I had to do that is, because it's all this nutrition stuff that's in there, is I drank these 2 shakes a day that are jam-packed full of proteins and everything, and took these tablets 3 times a day, which have got the herbs and all the minerals and all the things that make you feel hungry, and you lose weight like crazy. And the greatest thing is, you can eat anything that you want to. All you got to do is you cut back. And when you lose weight, it takes away your appetite. It gives you all the nutrition so you feel great. And it comes in 3 incredible flavors: chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. Which one would you like to drink? Give me the check. Now, who could do that? Everybody. Here's what your customers want. They want you to believe that they're going to lose weight even more than they believe in it themselves. They want your excitement. They want your enthusiasm. They want to see what's in your eyes, what's in your heart. Okay, and I'm telling you something. If you'll just dig down deep and feel what it's like to be the customer, okay, Because most of the customers, if they say no to you, they don't want to try this. Let me tell you something. They don't mean no. They just mean that I don't want to try on another weight loss program one more time. It has nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with the lacking in your dress or where your check's at this moment or where your business is at this moment. It just means that there's a lot of people out there that can't get the guts up one more time. That's why if we can feel down in the pit of our stomach how it is for them to be as an individual, we can talk to them, okay? And they feel what we say in our heart, and they feel what we say in our eyes, and they start to believe in how it comes out. Not what you say, how you feel about what you say is what's important. And they get on the product, and finally they're losing weight, and someone who's very negative is very happy, and pretty soon the husband's on the product, and he's losing weight, and they're doing great together. And when they walk down every single day for the Sunday stroll, every single neighbor sees that they're looking good and feeling good, and everybody says, my goodness, the clouds are doing much better as people and stuff like that. And then they hear about the Herbalife opportunity, and they invite them down to the Tuesday night's meeting, and pretty soon they're on the world team, and pretty soon they do their 10,000 3 months in a row, and they're at the home office, and they're becoming Get Team members. Many times, it's not what you say about the products that's important. It's how you feel about what you say about these products that are important. And that's why we want you to use them first. Because when you use them, you get the confidence to look at people's eyes, and what comes out from your stomach and your heart comes out in your mouth, and people feel what you say. And while you're following up, what you want to do, okay, if you're real smart, is you'll say, same stuff Shelly took you guys through, when are you going to rinse? Does anybody in your family use shampoo and rinse? Does anybody in your house use moisturizers? What kind of makeup do you use? Blah, 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 blah. And you start upgrading them on the rest of the Herbalife product line, okay, and so that you get them those other products. Because one of the things that's really important is a lot of people, they stop with just the diet, okay? And guess what? They're going to buy all these kind of products that you see sitting up on this table here from either you or somebody else, okay? And the difference of them buying them from you is a small difference. But if you do it, your distributors will do it. And when you have your whole organization starting to do it, it adds up to be the major $100,000 a year difference once you got a big group of distributors and stuff like that, because your people have a tendency to do what you do. How do you keep a customer motivated? Okay, I want to talk about how do you keep your customer motivated. You keep your customer motivated if you want to, when you're first getting your customer, you tell them your own testimonial. That's how you motivate them. You tell them your own testimonial. If you don't have a great testimonial, what's great about now as compared to when we started, because we had no stories, okay, and it was very difficult. All we talked about was the future and how it was going to be and how everybody was going to lose. Today, if you don't really have a great story because you haven't really lost much weight because you didn't have much weight to lose, you use other people's stories, okay, about how they've lost weight, okay, to keep the customer motivated, okay? Write this one down because this is a big one. You continue to go back and tell the person more stories and more stories and more stories. That's why we keep printing you lots of journals, okay, so you have lots of different stories to continue to tell people. Telling them one story is great. Showing them 4 stories is better. Showing them 100 stories every single month as time goes on, because it's, write this down, it's the fresh stories that keep you excited. Not only you, but them. Now, the other place how you keep them excited is if you've got weight to lose, okay? If you've got weight to lose, maybe you started off on the product and you lost 10 kilos right away and you were excited, okay? And there's no question when you're excited, you sell lots of product, okay? But now let's suppose you've plateaued and you've still got 25 kilos to lose, okay? And now you're going back to your customers and you're trying to convince your customers it's going to work, it's going to work, it's going to work. If you stay the same weight over a month after month after month, you're not going to keep your customers motivated, okay? Because they're going to see that you are pitching something that's not reality because you are not continuing to lose your weight. So if you want to continue to make your customers excited, okay, that means that you have to take responsibility for your own weight, your own looks, your own face, your own health the most. Because that what you are is what you project, and that's what your people believe in, okay? And I'm not trying to put so much pressure on you that if you really got a lot of weight to lose here today and all that, that you got to get rid of it this week. I'm not saying that. What you got to do this week is you've got to make some progress. 1 pound, 2 pounds, okay? Next week, 1 pound, 2 pounds. I promise you, any of you that are having problems with selling the product, lose your weight, and it'll take care of everything. I'm serious. Sometimes we have this ability to lie to ourselves about why things are not going right, okay? And it's keeping yourself excited, okay, is what's the most important. And when you're getting that weight down, you get excited, and you get more confident, and you get more courage, okay? And that confidence and that courage and that feeling that you love about the products is what transmits to people, okay? It's not always so much what you say about the products that's important. It's how you feel about what you say about these products that's so important. And people read that. Don't you think that they can't? It's what's in your eyes. It's how in your voice. It's in your heart, okay? That is what people believe in, okay? So you got to take responsibility for yourself first and get excited about what's happening to you, and that will excite other people because you have to match your pitch. If you're saying something and you are not matching the pitch, okay, then it's no wonder people don't believe so much. And again, I'm not trying to say it's got to be all at once. Here's the most important thing. Write this down. You got to make some progress, okay? Little by little by little by little so that you can keep yourself excited. A lot of people have asked me how did I keep myself so excited back in the beginning? One, I was working on myself. And number two, I got lots of people, okay? If you have one customer and it's a refund, how's your business look? Bad, okay? If you got 100 customers and you only get 4 or 5 refunds, does it bum you out? Not much, okay? Because you got another 40, 50, 80 customers telling you their new experience about what's happening and what's going on and what's happening. Those stories is what keeps you excited. And those stories that you get that keep you excited, you tell those stories to other people and you keep them excited. Every time I go and do another rally and stuff like that, we've come back and we've seen other things happen to people and we've heard their stories. And I keep interjecting all my different stuff that happens, okay? And so keep it fresh by doing lots. Check out our little customers sometimes. Let's say you're down at the grocery store and your name is Bob. And you happen to be a truck driver, okay? And you're very excited about the products because you've lost 50 kilos and you're wearing your button and you're very proud about the product and you are out there and you are shopping and here comes Mary. She's waddling down the aisle and she's 100 kilos overweight and she says to Bob, she goes, Bob, she says, could you tell me about the button, how to lose weight? And he goes, oh yeah. He says, this stuff's unbelievable. You're not even going to believe it. And she goes, okay, I'll do it. She's very excited. Okay? And now little Sally, she comes home and she's so proud and she's all excited about her little box. And she puts it on the counter like this. And she has her little bottles and they're all set up and it's all neat and everything. She's got her orange juice over here to make it. And she's very excited. And then all of a sudden, her big, fat, negative husband walks in the door. And he opens up the door like this. And he's got his big, fat belly with his T-shirt
with grease all over it because he's an auto mechanic. And he walks over to the refrigerator and he opens up the door and he grabs a beer. And he drinks it down. And then he looks over and he goes, "Hey, what's that?" And she goes, "It's a new diet I'm gonna go on, honey." He says, "What? A new diet? I can't believe it." He says, "Where did you buy this from?" She says, "You're not even gonna believe it. I met this man down at the grocery store who was a truck driver who was wearing a lose weight now, ask me how button." He says, "I can't believe it." He says, "You've done some pretty stupid things before." He says, "How much did that cost?" She says, "Oh, about a couple $100. "What? Couple $100? He says, "I can't believe you spent all my beer money." He says, "This is just unbelievable." Okay? And just about then, the two little fat children walk into the room. And they go, "What's wrong, Daddy?" And they go, "Mommy's going on a new diet." And they go, "No, Mommy, no. Every time you use a new diet, you get real mad and irritable. Please, Mommy, don't use the diet." Just about then, the telephone rings. Ring, ring. And it says, "How you doing, Mary?" She goes, "Oh, terrible." She says, "My big, fat, negative husband is yelling at me about using the product. It's just terrible." And she says, "Not only that, my little fat children are yelling at me too." She says, "It's just terrible." And then the Herbalife person says, "Now listen, Mary, get a grip." He says, "I don't care what your big, fat, negative husband says or what your little fat, chubette children say. I want you to get back in that kitchen and drink those shakes twice a day and take those tablets 3 times a day." About 2 months later, Sally is shrinking and shrinking. And her big fat husband keeps coming home every night. And after 2 months, he looks at her and he goes, "Ooh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Looking very nice, wife. Yeah." And then he starts drinking the product. Okay, and he starts shrinking. And then pretty soon they feel very confident and very lovely. And they hold hands and they take their little stroll down the street on the Sunday. And all the neighbors are seen. And all the neighbors want to get onto the product. And pretty soon, they're getting onto the supervisor position and the world team position. And they come back to the office, and they're working their way up to the GET team and the millionaire team. And finally, they're president's team members. So we have two unbelievable things. So we have two unbelievable things going. We have the magic of the product, and we have the magic of you calling the customer constantly and giving them the courage and the confidence to keep going, to make it.
Now let's go through the follow-up program here real quick, because follow-up, like we said, is very, very important, okay? And there's 3 reasons why you want to follow up. Number 1, you want to make sure that they're taking it and they're taking it right, okay? Because sometimes people buy the product and just sit there with the last 15 things that they bought. And so you want to check on them and call them and see what's happening, okay? The other thing is that there's only
two things that people can do other than cheating, okay, that can mess up the program. And every once in a while, someone who's not used to drinking very much milk, okay, 40% of the population after they're 25 doesn't produce a digestive enzyme in their stomach that digests the milk, and they can get things like headaches and diarrhea and nausea and bloatiness and that sort of thing, okay? The other thing is when people get onto the product and they don't eat what they want to eat. Now they take the 2 shakes and they think, I'm going to get with the Herbalife bandwagon and I'm just going to have this little piece of lettuce with a little drop of oil on it. And they stop smoking, they stop drinking, and what do you think is going to happen? Diarrhea, and they feel terrible, okay? All because what? Because they changed their diet and they didn't eat what they want to. And guess what people want to do? Eat. You know, especially when they're real fat, okay? So why not let them eat, okay? See, and that makes it more fun and that makes it more simple, okay? So I found a couple little things that really helped me with people that got off track, okay? Because what happens is sometimes if they do have that reaction, it's not that many people that have this reaction, but when they do, most of the time, what do they think it is? The product, okay? So you got to get them off of that, okay? Otherwise, you're going to get a refund. So that's the follow-up program, okay? And you just want to call them, you know, like on the first day and then the third day. You having fun down there? Okay? And the 7th day. And, you know, and just keep following up on them. For instance, they've lost 7 pounds, and now they go to the local family gathering, okay, after a week being on the product. And what is everybody doing at the family gathering? Eating like crazy, right? So they start eating like crazy, and guess what else they're doing? Drinking like crazy. So they're drinking like crazy and eating like crazy, and on Monday, they think they've messed up the whole program and stuff like that. And that's where the Herbalife distributor comes in. And, you know, they call the person up and they say, how you doing, Mary? And she says, oh, awful, it's just terrible. You know, the first week I was losing all this weight. And then all my family members got around me and they were eating like pigs. And I started eating like crazy. And I started drinking like crazy. And not only that, my fat husband's on my back saying, you're a bad person for buying this product because you took up all my beer money, and the little fat pudgette kids are in here saying, you know, don't get on the diet, don't get on the diet, because everything I've ever been, I've always been mean and nasty to my children and stuff like that. And she says, now listen, Mary, get a grip, okay? I'm telling you, you're going to lose weight on this stuff, okay? And all you're going to do is drink these shakes twice a day, and you're going to take these tablets 3 times a day, and you're going to lose weight like crazy. Now get back in that kitchen and drink this product, and don't worry about your big, fat, negative husband. Get going. Sometimes I see people, you know, they're there and they're talking to someone for 3, 4, 5 hours, and they're begging people to get into their company and stuff like that. Please, please, please get into my business because I'll make some money and stuff like that. No, you got to switch your thinking, okay? Your thinking here is that you're going to do everything to help them get rich, okay? And don't beg them to get into the business. They ought to be begging you to get into this company. Okay? Seriously. We got the greatest thing in the world. They should be begging us to get in this company and stuff like that. So here's the kind of attitude that you have, okay, when you're talking to someone about the business. You have the attitude that you're going to get rich and they're going to get rich. So let's just try this out just a little bit here, okay? I want you to turn to the person next to you just real quick. Okay, everybody turn to the person next to you. And I want you to look them square in the eyes, and I want you to say, man, am I glad you got to meet me. What I'm going to explain to you right now, there's a couple of big things I've explained to you that are important. Number 1, the products were the most important for me in my success. Number 2 was keeping everything fun, simple, easy, magical. Okay? The next one was sticking to the plan of daily method of operation of getting 10 in the business.
This next one is one of my biggest key points of my success. So listen into this. I know we've been here a while, and we're getting close to the end of the day, but this is one of my biggest things that made me so successful, okay? I was always very concerned with how good my people have been and how good they do. And that just didn't happen from the first month. That's still happening today, okay? But I was very concerned the very first 72 hours. Now, this is not something, a miracle about that number, but here's the reason why that amount of time is so important. They just got done with the opportunity meeting. And remember, you stacked the first 8 or 10 testimonials with the $3,000 housewife, truck driver, auto mechanic stories, okay? And now your person sitting out there goes, wow, if that housewife can make $3,000, maybe I can make $3,000, okay? Now, when they get home and they start to explain this to their spouse, guess what happens? The spouse is either very excited or extremely negative, okay? And starts putting that little housewife down, bad housewife, crazy woman, lunatic with powders and tablets, okay? So that's where the sponsor comes in, okay? And so what I do is immediately the next day we're going to meet and we're going to go to the career book and we're going to make up who do you know of everybody that wants to get on the products and who do you know of everybody that wants to get out to the business. So the first thing I do is I tell this person what they're supposed to do, which is to make up the list. Then the next thing I go out and do is I show them how to do the presentations. So for instance with Jerry, I said, now Jerry, who are these out of these people do you want to get on the products? And they said, well, these people here. And I said, well, who do you want to get on the business? They said, these people here. I said, okay, Jerry, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some time out of my day to make some of these presentations for you. Okay, write that down. I'm going to do the presentations for you. You can't believe how much relieved Jerry was from me saying that, okay? She was excited about the business. She wanted to do the business, but yet she had never done anything like this, so she was scared to death, okay? So when I said I would do some of these presentations for her, it was like, wow, he's going to help me out here, okay? Now I said, now why I'm doing these presentations, Jerry, the important thing is you better listen to what I say, because after 4 or 5 of these, I'm going to make you do a part of the presentation on your own. I'll do a part, then you do a part. And then we'll keep doing that until you know how to do it on your own. Once you got somebody signed up, here's what I would personally do, okay? First thing I would do is I would tell my person to write down every single person that they know. Don't think about anything. Write down every single person that they know on a piece of paper or get their telephone book out, okay? Write that down. A lot of people, they come to the meeting here and they see, well, someone's doing flyers, or they're doing the button, or they're doing whatever. Listen, if you're brand new and you're just getting this thing going, don't start with flyers and the button and all that. You know, maybe work that in with why you're working what I'm going to tell you. Okay, but first thing you do is make out a list of every single person that you know everywhere in the world. Okay? And then you want to contact that person, because if you don't, somebody else will. Now, where can we go to find people? Write this down. Your customers are unbelievable. Your friends. And again, turn to that page number 24 so you can think about all the people that you know. Okay? You can run little advertisements in the newspaper, in your booklet right in here. Okay? It's got not only the advertisements you can run, but it's got the script of what you say to get them down to the meeting, word for word, what it is that you say, okay? You could carry around your tablet box with you, okay? No question about it. If you're wearing your button and you're carrying your tablet box and you got your briefcase that says Herbalife on it, okay? Will people ask what the heck is in those tablets?
If you follow what I say, write this down, you're going to make a minimum of $50,000 this year. That's the least amount of money that you're going to make. The second year, you'll make $125,000, and that's the least amount of money that you're going to make. Now, I'm going to show you the plan. The only thing I can't do for you guys, okay, is I can't get up in the morning and drink your shakes for you, and I can't get up in the morning and take your tablets for you. You've got to do that yourselves. I can't wake up in the morning and contact the people for you. You got to do this yourselves. But the great thing is, we don't have different products for different people in the company. The products are the same for the president's team as they are for those of you way there in the back of the room. The products are the same. We got the exact same marketing plan. Yes. We got the exact same marketing plan if you're a man or a woman. We take everybody, okay? And so all you got to do is go out and do it and make it happen. It'll happen, trust me. So I guess if I just write on this, it works, okay? Now look at, here's what we do. We're going to go out and we're going to talk to 10 people a day about the product. 10 people a day about the product. And let's say you only work 22 days. Now, by the way, when you talk to these 10 people about the product, this is not someone who says, what's the story on your button? And you go, well, let me tell you about it, and they run away. Is that one of your 10? No. This is someone you go all the way through. It works like crazy. You're not going to believe it. It's nutrition, 2 shakes a day, tablets 3 times a day, pictures, 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 give me the money. And they say either yes or no. Once they said yes or no, you can write them down as one of your 10. So everybody got this concept? 10 a day, okay? Now let's say you only do that 22 days. That's 220 people that you've talked to during the month. Let's say that you're just starting out and you're all nervous and you just bomb at the deal, okay? At least 50 people are going to buy the product. Most people, hands up, you get the whole presentation out, show your before and after pictures and all that stuff, and they're listening. Usually half the people buy the product or a third. Hands up. So you can see this is what happens usually. I'm saying, what if only 1 out of 5 buy the product? 1 out of 5. You're real scared, and all you can do is just stand there with your little leaflet and go. One out of 5. Now the average sale is like $100. So that's $5,000 in business. At 50%, that's $2,500 that you're going to make. Times 12 months, you're already making $30,000 a year just selling the products. Okay? Now, we're not going to talk to you about all the upgrading of all the other products that you're going to sell them, and all the new products, and all the products that the relatives are going to want to have, and all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about the least amount of money you guys can possibly make doing this plan. Okay? So that it's really realistic for everybody. Now, you can talk to 20 people a day if you want to and make $60,000 a year, but I don't suggest doing that unless most of the recruiting that you're doing is coming from your customers. Because you still must have a certain amount of time during the day to talk to people about the business so that you can get more money by getting more people. So you can only make so much money with your own 2 lips. The way you can make lots of money is by having your 2 lips do some of the talking and having lots of people doing lots of talking. So we have to have at least some time to talk to people about the business. Okay? So, if you're getting all your persons from selling the products, great. But if not, you've got to leave some time in order to talk to people about the business. By the way, does this seem reasonable to everybody? Now, this is a very important concept. Okay, very important concept. If you only talk to 8 people today, how many people do you have to talk to tomorrow? 12. Write that down. If you only talk to 8 people the next day, how many do you have to talk to? Okay, 14. Okay, if you only talk to 8 the next day, 16. Okay, so you got to keep up. Okay, you got to keep up. All right, we had all of our guys in the beginning on this, Jerry, Doug, everybody, right? And this made us rich by doing this. Okay, simple concept, simple deal, but it was a way of keeping track of ourselves so that we could keep going and keep making things happen. Now, here's all you got to do about the business. We're going to talk to 10 people a day about inviting them to a presentation. 10 people a day we're going to invite to a presentation. Let's say we take the weekends off. We only do that 22 days a month. Inviting someone to a presentation, in other words, someone's looking at your button or whatever, and they say, well, what's the deal about? And they say, well, listen, you got 9 minutes to listen on how you can make $50,000 this year and $125,000 next year with the hottest company in the country? And they say, yes, I can listen. And you go through the presentation all the way through it and show them the products and the marketing plan and the testimonials, and then you ask them what position they want to start out with, and they say, I want to do it, I don't want to do it. Or you're going through the presentation and you're inviting them down to a one-on-one presentation, or you're inviting them down to a meeting, or you're inviting them to the coffee shop. But whatever it is, you can only count the 10 as someone who says, yes, I will come and take a look. Write that down. They either say, yes, I'm going to take a look, I'm going to come down, I'm going to take a look. If they say no, have you got one of your 10? No. Inviting 10 people a day that say, yes, I'll come down and take a look. Now, you're doing that 220 times. My odds were, when I was running my advertisements, was about 50% of the people would come down and take a look. And that was way back when it was just terrible. Let's say that only 50 people come down and take a look. Only 50 people come down and take a look. You're just the worst on the phone or one-on-one presentation, whatever, okay? You're terrible. But 50 people take a look. After they take a look, only 10 people sign up to become a distributor. Is that reasonable? It's ridiculously reasonable. Okay? So now you've got 10 first-line distributors. Now, what we're not going to talk to you about is all the people that are going to buy 1 or 2 boxes of product or buy a $1,000 order and all the money that you're going to make doing that way of doing business. We're not even going to get into that. We're just going to make it real simple, because the averages are 2 out of 10 people become supervisor. That's the company average. And let's say you make the lowest percentage that you can possibly make in the company, 8%. 8% on a $4,000 order is $320. Times 2 of those is $640. So let's go through that again. You're inviting 10 people a day to come down and take a look at one of your opportunity meetings, at a coffee shop, through your mail order, through any kind of way that you're doing it. They say, yes, I will come take a look. Only 50 people come and take a look. Okay? Only 10 of those tell you yes. Okay, I will sign up. Then 2 of them become supervisors at $640, plus your $2,500 you made from retailing. You made $3,140 your first month. Now, this plan is guaranteed to work. Now, this is more money than I made my first month. My first month, I only had 13 days, though. I sold $2,300 worth of product and made $1,200 bucks. Of course, at that time, we didn't have all the nice marketing stuff that we have today and a different plan and all that. Okay, but so $3,140. If we told every one of you, everybody in the back of the room, that we would pay you $3,140 to just go out and talk to 10 people a day about the product, and 10 people and invite them, okay, no matter what happened, if you just went out and did that, we would write you a check at the end of the month for $3,100. How many of you would do it? Exactly. So all you got to do is go out and do it, and we will write you the check. Now here's what's exciting. The next month you get 50 more customers. And we're not, by the end of this plan, we're not even going to talk about how much money you're making on all this. Okay, we're just going to make the lowest possible deal. And the next month you get another 50 customers. Here's my suggestion. You keep getting 50 customers until you can't handle any more customers. Or you've got to hire a secretary to help you with the customers. Or you get a distributor to help you with the customers. But long story short, at some point, okay, there's going to be so many customers, you just can't handle any more customers, right? But let's say that you get 150 customers. Would it be reasonable to say that 6 of those would become supervisors? Of course. Probably many more are going to become supervisors. But remember, you got 2 supervisors already per month from your recruiting. So at the end of the year, you're going to have 24 supervisors from that. So that's 30 supervisors at the end of the year. First line. Now here's what's going to happen like that when you get this kind of momentum going. You're telling everybody we got the new diet, everything's happening, your check starts coming up, your check starts matching your pitch, everything starts going up every single month. As your check starts going up, your people get more excited. The more excited they get, the more talking that they do, and everybody's check starts going up, and everybody starts getting crazy. Trust me on this, okay? If only 5 out of the 30 become world team members, 5. Is that reasonable? 5 of them become world team members, okay? Don't try to figure this out. Just listen to it, okay? After we send you the money, try to figure it out. But right now, just write it down. You usually make 75% of whatever your first line's checks are. So your world team member's getting $500. If you get 75%, you get $375 from each person that's at the world team. So you got 5 of those, so that's $1,875. You're already on the get team. You're already on the get team. Now let's say only 2 of them, I'm giving you the worst odds, by the way. The worst odds. Because when you got this momentum going on and you got these checks going on, everybody starts saying, oh my goodness, everybody's going to get rich, the pitch is true, and everybody starts going crazy. So I'm giving you the worst odds here. Well, let's say only 2 of these guys get team members. Get team members make $1,000 a month, okay, minimum. If you get 75% of that, that's $750 times 2 of those. That's another $1,500 on your royalty check. You're almost a millionaire team member. Now, let's say only 1 of them get onto the millionaire team. Only 1 out of the 30. Only 1. This is ridiculous. Only 1. Millionaire team guys get how much on their royalties? $4,000. So you get 75%, so you get $3,000. Plus, you're going to break another 2 supervisors that month, right? Because you're sticking to the plan of talking to 10 people every single day. And when you get your 2 supervisors, that's $640. And you got your 50 customers that you're getting, that's $2,500. So you're now making that's 10,000 something dollars, I forget. It's 10,000, you're going to get this at the end of the day, by the way. It's $10,315. Long story short, it's over $123,000 per year by doing this. Now write this down. Don't analyze this. Don't try to figure it out. Don't be going, oh man, I wonder if it works. Forget about it. It works. Trust me. Just go out and do it and watch the money start coming in. Okay? And what you got to do is the faster you do it, the faster everything works. In other words, if you're going out here and you're getting 2 distributors a year, is that okay? Sure. But if you're out here and you're saying, listen, this unbelievable company, it's unbelievable. They went to $2 million the first year and $10 million the second year. And by 1990, they were already up at $139 million. In the last 7 years, we've gone up to $1.5 billion. And now the thing's really going to go because we got the hottest diet of the century. And you go out and get 2 distributors a year. Your actions don't exactly match what you're saying in your pitch. But if you're out here and you're saying, listen, if we don't do this now, it's going to be too late because everybody in your everybody that you know is going to sign up. We got to get them on the telephone right this minute. We got to go. Let's get the phone. Let's get the book. Let's make some calls. Let's hit it. When you get people that have these outrageous results, which is why we want you to keep coming to the meetings, okay? The more meetings that you come to, the more outrageous stories that you hear. And the more outrageous stories you hear, the more confidence that you get. So that when you talk to people on the street, okay, more and more meetings, okay, that you get to, you're going to have the confidence to look people in the eye, and you're going to be the person that says, I know you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose weight. And that's very powerful because there's many people that have tried 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 different products before, and they've never lost their weight. And consequently, as a result of that, they've got lots of people around them that are plenty in a good mood to give them lots of negativity about going on the next program because they've tried again and they've lost every single time. Okay? And that's why it's so powerful, the message that we do about our product.